Right, Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor. I'm back at y'all again. I'm just kind of hanging around today, but I'm coming to y'all on behalf of biological patents. It's called biological patents. Now, I'm getting a lot of calls from queens who are in fear of the medical assistance and treatments that these facilities or so-called hospitals, which I call medical hitmen, when it comes to their children. So I'm going to address it. Now, to all black women, when you're going into the hospitals, if your child is coming out of the womb with any type of defect or anything of that nature, make sure that when they take your child to the back to do any type of surgeries, let them know that you do not adhere to any contracts as far as biological patents. Tell them that you do not adhere to biological patent. A biological patent is when they can take, when they're experimenting on your child in the back while you're not back there with them, they can experiment on your child, take their parts or their organs, and sell them to private corporations. And these private corporations would take these parts, which is very beneficial on black people as far as melanated beings. They can sell it at a high rate to them, and they can actually find cures with our DNA, and then they can put it on the market for any price that they want to the point where you cannot afford the cures that they find with your own DNA. This is a biological patent. All right? Now, another thing too, when you're going into these facilities, these medical facilities, you have to understand that it doesn't take but 2 to 4 hours for them to clone. And I'm not saying this to scare black women, but what I'm saying is, and brothers, we need to get into defense too with our women. If y'all have any type of opposition, at least get into defense for your child, so that way these crackers won't railroad our children. But you have to understand it takes 2 to 4 hours for them to clone. So if your child is in the back and you're not back there witnessing what's going on with your child, they can take the parts of organs and cells from your children, and they can actually clone those cells and those organs that's inside of your child. Clone their kidneys, clone their liver. You get what I'm saying? And can even clone your child. They can bring you back a non-original child, the child that didn't even come out of your womb. It may sound crazy, but you have to understand that these medical facilities are medical hitmen. Hospitals are only for experimentation. They are not here to cure. They are only here to experiment. You have to understand that. So the black women, when y'all go into these hospitals, don't allow these doctors to put fear in you. You have to tell them, let them know, look, I do not consent or adhere to your biological patents. I do not consent or adhere to your biological patents. All right? Don't allow them to take your child on the back and to take the organs out of them, and now they're harvesting the organs of your child while you don't even see what's going on. We have to become more knowledgeable about what's going on around us today. We can't keep sitting around watching so-called reality shows. You get what I'm saying? Going to the club and shaking our ass, and then when the time comes when we really need our spiritual side, we don't know how to utilize it because they studying all of our systems and all of our spiritual systems, and they're using it against us. So therefore, when it comes to time for us to defend ourselves mentally and spiritually, we don't know how to utilize it because we spend more time shaking our ass and in the club. And it's not to down you, but what I'm telling you right now is it's time to wake up because white people are coming to an extinction. They're coming to a crossroad, and I don't care what you say. The telescopes or microscopes that they have can't see everything around them. And they are trying to actually fine-tune on a certain type of spiritual substance that's now coming into an existence and being dispersed by way of the sun that's actually attacking them, and they cannot create any type of microscope to actually identify what these chemicals are. But come to find out that these chemicals are a part of the melanated substance that black people carry in our DNA. Is attacking them. They know this. So now it's going to get worse, and now you have to give your child 20 shots coming out of the womb. For what? For what? I can tell you why. Because they have another spiritual strand of DNA that they feel that they can inject into themselves and it'll save them, but it's actually taking them further to their extinction. This is why you see a lot of interracial couplings going on. The white woman is jumping all over the black man today. Why? Because our uterine wall is not holding the egg. And when your uterine wall is not holding the egg, you are not reproducing. You are becoming what you already are. They are already the minorities. So even their own scientists said, their so-called scientists said that in the next 10 to 20 years, if they don't reproduce naturally, they will be closer to extinction. So this is what they fear. So don't allow them to take your child in the back. Let them know that, look, I don't adhere to your biological patterns, and if you're taking anything from my child, I refuse. I refuse it, because they are experimentating on your child. They are experimenting on your child. So, it's time to smarten up. It's time to open our minds. It's time to, and brothers too, we need to come, even if we have, like I said, even if we have some type of ill will against our queens, come on, man. Let's do it for our kids. Let's do it for our kids. Because they are using social engineering to keep us divided or keep us apart. In order for them to get the garden, which is the black woman who produces all of the stuff that we need to survive, or to keep us here on, as far as being in existence and populated, they have to take you away from the household, because you are the protector by nature. So they're not gonna come for her first. They're gonna rub her ass and then say, okay, we'll give you these food stamps, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, which they owe more than that. You get what I'm saying? And then they'll take you out, and then now they're gonna move in on her to get the child, because they know that we have new African bodies coming from between the womb, or the unk, of the black woman. The black woman today is producing other spiritual types of children from between her legs, from between her womb. She's giving birth now to new spiritual strands of African bodies. And they know this. This is why they are actually injecting our babies with 20 shots or more coming out of the womb. They are putting implants in your child. They could take your child in the back of the hospital and tell you they're doing some type of surgical procedures, and they could be putting implants in your child. And then when a time comes with somebody who is rich from a private corporation needing a kidney, they could push a button and cause that kidney to fail in that child. And now they have justification to take the kidney from that child and sell it to the private corporation. So it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. But with that much said, I love y'all. Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm out. Peace.